Hi, I'm Amanda Shekarchi, and I am joined by Toronto rock band Neon Bloom. The members are Jen Simpson, Simon Chow, Chris Romano, and Fred Yurichuk. Their debut album, Begin Here, is out now. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Thanks for
Welcome.
having
Thank
us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so let's start by doing this. Can you introduce yourselves and your roles in the band?
Hi, my name is Jen Simpson, and I'm the singer.
Hi, my name is Chris Romano, and I'm the drummer of Neon Blue.
Hi there, I am Fred Yurichuk, and I play bass and sometimes guitar.
And I'm Simon Chow. I'm the guitar and keyboard player in the band.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. So the album the album Begin Here. Congratulations on that. It comes out tomorrow, August 15th. How are you feeling about the release?
Good. We're really excited. It's been a labor of love. It's taken several years to get to this point with the full album. So yeah, we're really excited to share it with everybody. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And before we jump into that, how did you guys form as a band?
So many years ago now, what is it, 8 years? 8 years, I
Yeah,
think.
I think
Yeah,
so,
geez.
almost. Yeah.
Uh, I had recently moved back to Toronto and missed being in a band and went on this site that used to exist called Down to Jam and started a profile and you can match up with other musicians in the area and Fred was on there. So we could go on each other's profiles and listen to songs that we'd done, look at music videos, etc., see different bands that we liked, similar influences, and we got in touch that way. And we met up and decided to get a band going. And then Fred, you can continue because Fred ended up finding Chris and Simon.
Yeah, we had auditioned a couple of guitar players, maybe or two or three, and we really thought Simon was the best match. And I had um, I had once jammed with Chris Romano, and that a long time ago, but he really made an impression on me. I thought of him, and I had his business card. And it's, maybe a couple years later, but I buzzed him up and I said, "Hey, would you like to try jamming with this new project we're putting together?" And so he did. And then the rest was magic. It really hit a great chemistry right away.
Lovely. So this new album, Begin Here, what do you hope listeners take away?
Um, I mean, there's some different sort of emotional, you know, uh, feelings in the album. It ranges from, everything from exploring more negative experiences and rebirth and growth and all these things like hardships. But then ultimately, I think that like we really want it to be positive and triumphant and, have a overall very hopeful feeling.
Yes, that's definitely how I feel about it. And Jen, I noticed that the album title Begin Here is referenced in two different songs in the record, in Closer and Through Fate. Why that lyric for the album title?
It just seemed to kind of encapsulate the overall feel. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background, by the way. It seemed to encapsulate the overall feeling, kind of sum it up really, which is, starting over again. That for me, that was a big theme that kind of weaves itself throughout the lyrics on the album. And, there's a lot of the songs have to do with, personal struggles and having to get through very difficult situations and keep going really. So ultimately the hopeful message is to keep going and that there is always a new future ahead of you and you can really take life and make it into something if you stick it through. And I think, and for me that would be the main message to put out there to people, to just keep going. There's that, is it Winston Churchill? I think that quote, it's if you're going through hell, keep going. Basically, that's like the underlying message. And, and then taking from a meditative practice, be here now, right? A lot of people know that saying, but it's begin here was kind of, you know, cannibalizing that idea a little bit and repackaging it, sort of begin here. So it's like wherever you are in life, you just meet yourself there, no matter how hard it is or how low you feel or how bad it seems, and you just begin from there. And you can make something beautiful from that.
Yeah, like what does that mean to you kind of person? Like what is your kind of personal, if you don't mind me asking, like your
Yeah.
personal connection with this message and your experiences?
So I'm really open about that. It's it's a bit much for some people maybe, but yeah, I literally, if you go a decade back in my life, I was totally disabled, having seizures all the time. I couldn't work, I could barely function, I couldn't take care of myself. I ended up abandoned and then had to get a divorce and had nowhere to live and no money and no way of working to make money. So it was basically like one of the lowest points. I honestly didn't know how I was physically going to continue. So it's about the lowest a person can get in life, I think. And honestly, now 10 years later, I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone getting to that point if they can avoid it, but sometimes you can't control what happens to you. And 10 years later, I have a pretty amazing life. And being in this band has been a big part of that, and being with my bandmates. And, you know, it's music is one of the most hopeful things in the world to me, right? And being able to sh- build that and share that with other people has been a huge part of like my personal journey and like keeping me motivated and keeping going and feeling like, okay, I can just keep chipping away at my life until it gets better. And it has gotten significantly better. My seizures are under control. We've actually found out a lot of my health problems, what was the root cause of my health problems. I'm on several medications, and I'm have or a medication treatment. I have a medical device. I have all these things that are helping me now, and I'm feeling healthier than I have in 20 years. I feel like a teenager again. Like I'm just doing great. I'm remarried. I have a beautiful life, really. And yeah, and again, and to get back to the band has really been instrumental in rebuilding my life and feeling like, like these guys have really having you know, these particular bandmates, they've really like stuck by me through some brutal moments, and we've traveled. I never thought I would travel again, and they helped me do that and like overcome the fear of putting myself in certain situations again. And, I don't think I would have felt comfortable doing that without them. So,
That really deeply resonates with me so much, and I really appreciate you for sharing that. And I'm sure so many other people will hear this and relate to it.
yeah, I hope so.
So what was
Jen's come a long way. Jen's come a
yeah.
very long way. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah. So what was it like working on the album?
For a lot of this, working with our producer, an amazing engineer, and putting some of these unique tunes all together, I would say was definitely a special glue. I thought that really brought us all together to kind of also, again, to go back to what Jen was saying with the begin here. It's kind of like we almost feel like we're starting not necessarily over again as a band, but it's kind of like a triumphant, like here we go, we're on to our next stage, and it's like trying to be in the face of everything. And with that studio recording, being able to go to the level we were able to do with RCH Music, with some of the tunes, and it was also split between David Plowman and some other amazing people, as well as some we did our own production. It was quite unique because we got to go through, I would say, multiple different stages of production to put this all together, and that was quite a fun process, but also challenging. Is also why it took so long. Anyone else want to add to that?
For the song that's going to be the focus for tomorrow's release, Through Fate, that one was the only one that was recorded by the band, and Simon did a lot of them, like did the mixing on that, and Fred as well. They did a lot of that. Chris recorded my vocals. Yeah, I don't know, Simon or Fred, you guys want to talk about that one?
Yeah, like we for this release, I think was really special for us, and even like with the title, like Begin Here, because it kind of started like after COVID. Like our last release was stuff that we all just kind of recorded in our homes and then kind of mixed together. We did like four songs that way during COVID, when like during the worst parts of lockdown, actually. And that album was called Still Life, which was kind of a representation of that time. And then working on this album was really cool because it was like a lot more in person. We actually like go to the studio, we get to play all of our instruments like together at the same time. And that's just a much different experience than like sitting in your dark bedroom like during COVID or something. But the song Through Fate originally started off as a song I think Fred and I were kind of messing around with during COVID, and then it kind of got put on the shelf for a while, and then more recently, kind of resurfaced, and that was really fun to bring that one to completion because we'd kind of started on it and stopped and worked on it in a lot of different ways. So we're really happy to have a song that's really self-produced to be on this album.
Yeah. So a deep cut on this record for me was Take. What was the inspiration behind it and how did it kind of form the sound of this record?
So Take was actually written with my ex-husband many years ago, and then we'd never recorded it properly, and I brought it to the band, and everyone liked the song, and then we put our spin on it and made it, a neon bloom sounding recording, and we were really happy with how it sounded, and we play it live quite a bit, and it's like one of those slow songs that still has a lot of energy to it, so it kind of does translate to live shows pretty well. And to me, it's been a very personal song because it was written back when I began having a lot of health problems, and it was actually written based around a bass line that he started playing, and I had a doctor's appointment, and had some potentially bad news. We weren't sure what was going on. It was this upset, and I came home to the apartment and I was like, play that bass line again. Just keep playing it and don't stop and just keep playing it. And then he played and played it, and then the song just came out and I just started writing all the lyrics down like in real time as it went, and that was it. That was the song. It was done. Like didn't yeah, it just kind of was one of those moments where you kind of capture exactly how you're feeling and what you want to say, and it stuck. And then I love, yeah, like the instrumentation that Neon Bloom brought to it is awesome. And we decided to make the video because it has a lot of a story behind it. And that was, a very ambitious video for us to work on. It took a long time, and having limited budget, it made it difficult. And Fred put so much work into that, and the editing and filming and everything. It was just, yeah, it was like a real uh yeah, it's to me, like I feel like it's a real work of art. I'm very proud of it, and I think I really stand by that video and recording.
Cool, yeah. And where can people find you if they want to learn more about you and the band?
The a great starting place is our website, and that is
Neonbloom.band.
Yeah, or follow us on Instagram. We're there, Neon Bloom Music. So we'll post about any upcoming shows. You can see videos or just kind of what we're up to, some personal stuff in our lives and things on Instagram, or we're on Facebook as well. All of our music is going to be on Spotify and all the streaming platforms, so you can find it there as well.
And we have a lot of music videos up on YouTube as well.
Yeah, on YouTube. And then quite a bit of live videos. If you're not able to make it to the show, you can take in some of the live footage that we have on there.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for your time. And the album Begin Here is out now, and it'll leave you feeling triumphant and hopeful.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks so much for
Awesome.
having
Thank
us.
you so much.